I think my stepson is just naturally dumb. I know this sounds bad, but just hear me out. I, 28 female, have a stepson 9 male, and have been an active role in his life since his mom walked out when he was 2. My husband and I have 2 kids of our own, my daughter who is 7 and our son is 5. My stepson should be in 4th grade right now but is still in 2nd as he was held back in kindergarten 2 times for failure to thrive before they eventually pushed him into 1st grade, but he was still not ready for it. It was hell for him and us. He was acting out in school and failing all of his classes to the point where we had to pull him out and put him in online classes for his safety and the safety of the other students. We initially thought it was some kind of ND problem like ADHD or autism, but we had him tested multiple times by different doctors who repeatedly told us there is nothing wrong with him, at least nothing diagnosable, that is. I do not know how this is possible. My stepson is 9. He cannot read beyond a kindergarten level. He cannot tie his shoes. He does not know his address, what street he lives on, city, state, or country. He does not know his months of the year, days of the week, or even his own birthday and year. This is not due to a lack of teaching either. There have been times when my husband and I would sit for hours repeating information back and forth with him, and it goes in one ear and out the other. He cannot retain information for more than a few minutes at a time. We will tell him something repeatedly and he is able to repeat it back to us, and we think that he finally knows it and then cannot remember it an hour later. We've also considered the possibility of there being brain damage or injury that could be affecting his memory or ability to retain information, and have taken him to a neurologist who once again says there is nothing physically wrong with him. They couldn't tell us why he is unable to remember basic information about his own life, but that it's not a neurological issue. My husband and I were sitting down today discussing it while my stepson was in another room, and finally, I just blurted it out. Maybe blank is just dumb. Obviously he did not take this well, but began to hear me out that his ex-wife, for lack of better term, was also dumb. She also attended online school but dropped out because the work was too hard, and she was continuously failing all of her classes. She tried to get her GED, but it was also too hard, and after failing it multiple times she gave up on that too. She is also barely able to read, cannot do simple mathematic equations, x, 7 plus 5 without her phone, and is unable to create any original thought on her own. She will parrot what those around her think, changing her opinions based on who is in the room. I'm not saying any of this to be mean, it is the reality of the situation. My husband, on the other hand, is incredibly smart, class valedictorian of his high school and graduated top 10 at his university. That being said, he is also on the spectrum, and what he makes up for his brains he lacks in common sense, leading to him hooking up with her one night at a party and her getting knocked up. The only reason they got married was because she got pregnant and his family is religious. The marriage did not last long for obvious reasons, and she left him for a convict she met at Waffle House, leaving the baby behind. She admitted in her divorce text that not only was she cheating, but she only got pregnant because she thought she could get on Teen Mom. You can't make this shit up. And now that he was 2 and she was almost 21, that her dream was dead and she didn't want him anymore. She has not seen him since. Is it possible that my stepson has just unfortunately inherited his biological mother's lack of intelligence, and that he just suffers from a low IQ? My husband and I, like I previously stated, have 2 other children. Our daughter is gifted and in the advanced class, and our other son is nonverbal autistic but is showing advanced problem-solving, engineering skills despite his language delay. So the only thing I can possibly think of at this point is that bio-mom is the problem, and that low intelligence could possibly be genetic? Is that possible? And if so, is there hope that my stepson could someday be able to function at an age-appropriate level? I can tell that seeing his younger sister and brother surpass bothers him immensely, but I'm just not sure if there is anything else that can be done, or if we seriously need to prepare him to accept the reality of it is what it is. Update. It has come to my attention that fetal alcohol syndrome is not outside the realm of possibility. My husband and I do not drink alcohol, and we're so hyper-fixated on it being an ND problem, since my husband is autistic and our youngest is also autistic, that we never considered the possibility of bio-mom drinking in her pregnancy. When I looked up FASD physical markers, it was horrifying. My stepson hits almost every mark in the book. Doctors have asked about our alcohol consumption before when asking about our lives, but since again we don't drink, it never crossed our minds that bio-mom did, or that she would be so stupid as to drink during her pregnancy. But alas, here we are. I will be bringing this up to his doctors and get the ball rolling on this being a possible diagnosis for him. I can't believe what has taken 4 years could have been resolved in a couple of hours on Reddit. Thank you all so much.